Brockman, you and I differ in this a little bit around the Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau feud.
Feud in quotes, I think.
Yeah, because there really hasn't been anything that has justified an actual feud. The media has played it up. The leaking of the video at the PGA Championship of Bryson or of Brooks's reaction to Bryson simply walking by.
Brooks kind of just. Yeah, we've all seen it. It's since been removed if you can find it, but it's been a screenshotted meme. TJ, we have screenshots of that just in case. You've seen it. Brooks kind of in the middle of a Golf Channel interview. It's taped. It was never aired, and he just kind of rolls his eyes when Bryson walks by in metal spikes. I don't know who wears metal spikes to golf. Certainly, I've never seen it before, but and he loses his train of thought, and he kind of just gives one of those like
eye rolls.
Eye roll. He does like this guy, like I don't even know what I was saying, And it's hilarious. It's really funny. It's kind of a real moment from a guy who is kind of a machine out on the golf course, and I thought it was kind of funny, and you did not, and that's fine.
I thought that was kind of funny. I didn't like the fact that it got leaked because it was an outtake,
right.
That's a private moment. You try to, but clearly it made huge news. The difference is Brooks is so much better at kind of, trash talking and gamesmanship. He just is.
Right.
Bryson isn't, and I don't want to say an unusual individual because that's the wrong adjective. He's a little different, right? He goes about his business in a more scientific method.
Yes.
There is a different way he approaches not only his golf game, but I also think relationships. And when he talks about golf and when he talks about other things and when he tries to get into kind of the trash talking mode, it's incredibly unoriginal. The rent free in your brain type of thing. I just went, oh no, Bryson. Oh no.
And when Brady was going after Rodgers and Phil and they were just kind of trash talking after the match got announced, he posted a Deflategate joke, something that's 7 years old. It's like, all right, dude, but he goes about things differently. Like you said, his approach to golf now and how he plays with his body and just hitting bombs and then wedges. It's just, we've never really seen it before. And so it's different. People don't understand different. So they're quick to just dismiss different. And Brooks is kind of just like a bro.
Yeah, no, that's the best way to put it. He is a kind of a fraudulent tough guy.
Yeah.
That grew up in country clubs, and played an elite sport. The difference of him is there's like a switch when he gets on the golf course. He's a different individual than he is off it. He doesn't.
Right.
He's a little awkward too. Like every golfer ever has been awkward off the golf course because
it's just you against you against the course. You don't know what it's like to have teammates and be in a locker room and kind of joke and rip each other and all that. You know what I mean? So it's just
and. Brooks has this following, right? The Stoolies, right? I mean, Barstool.
Big Barstool guy.
Just huge Barstool guy. And that's a rowdy, popular, and populated crowd, right? They are full flow, full go. And when a lot of his fans started, getting on Bryson DeChambeau at the Memorial, chanting Brooksy, right. Brooksy in his backswing and during the tournament, they were escorted off the premises. Now, Brooks has not shied away from just continuing to pour fire on this little feud in a social media post after he saw the guys get booted from the Memorial Tournament. He offered them up all free beer. Now that's the last thing Stoolies need is to be more liquored up when they go on the course.
True.
But he continued to throw fire on this and gasoline on this thing. And I have a different approach in it a little bit. And it's been softened a little bit in discussions with you, but I look at Brooks a little bit in this particular tete-a-tete with Bryson DeChambeau is kind of a bullying tactic. One where he's been confrontational on the golf course simply because he doesn't like how slow somebody's playing, that he wears metal spikes, things that make somebody different. That lends me to believe sometimes in that when somebody's different or different than you or not what you want it to be, you tend to be a bully in a way. And that's how I've seen Brooks Koepka during this process. Now, it's not overly aggressive, don't get me wrong, but it's a way for me to kind of label it. And Bryson doesn't quite know what to do. He wants to play golf. He wants to do it his own way. He kind of turns people away with his bristling attitude and his behavior sometimes. And that, to your point, is different. And different is feared and different is mocked sometimes. And that's where I come from when I point out that I think Brooks Koepka at times is bullying. And I also think, Brooks is kind of this fake tough guy that if was ever confronted truly with confrontation, hey, buddy, he probably would get boot stomped, to be honest with you, because I don't know if he's ever been in a real fight in his life. So it's easy to do this kind of thing. The USGA had been in contact with both players around setting them up to be in the same tee time.
Yeah, because everyone wants to see them play together. I mean, it's kind of like this since the PGA, it's kind of gotten golf a lot of press and then, a lot of eyes from casual fans who normally wouldn't pay attention to golf, which all press is good press. So it's kind of good for the sport. It's got so much excitement now building up around Torrey Pines, as well as Phil Mickelson going home, having won a major the last time out. So, yeah, of course, everyone wants to see them play together because it's going to be so uncomfortable and awkward.
Yes.
It just makes for great TV.
Great TV. With Phil Mickelson winning the PGA Championship, Brooks on a pretty much a bum leg coming down the stretch, and then this kind of hoopla has given golf a ton. Like, people are invested in this U.S. Open this week. They are really big time. And
there's a lot of storylines.
So they wanted to put these two together. Of course, the USGA reached out to Bryson DeChambeau about this matchup, about this pairing, and he respectfully declined. Of course, he's trying to he's a defending champion. He wants to win back-to-back.
Right.
He wants the least amount of hoopla around it. He wants to focus, and that's what he's all about. So I understand that. We'll see how that all plays out.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.